excited, so call me back. Okay, love you. Bye.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to Emotionally Online, the show for spilling guts and sharing secrets, hosted by yours truly, the one and only Maddie Drosbeck. My voice sounds so weird because I'm a little sick. I don't know. I feel like I've been a little sick for 2 weeks, and it's just, this cold is not going away. Every time I think it's about to go away, it doesn't go away, so I feel like everyone I've talked to has like an everlasting cold that's happening right now. So if my voice sounds extra sexy, that's what it is. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just my body demanding that I take a fucking break. I actually think today is like the first day, or yesterday, I guess, was the first day where I had like a day to myself in a month, because I was in Italy for a week and then Greece for a week. And then I got back and I was here in New York for like 2 days. My sister was with me. And then I went to go visit my family for 6 days. So I just got back and I'm by myself and I'm getting my life together. But even though this is like my first 2 days to myself in a month, I've got so much shit to do that I still haven't had my day to sit and do nothing. Like yesterday I was cleaning and unpacking, and I've still got a lot of cleaning and unpacking to do. We're not done yet. And then today I was doing all of my appointments. I got my lashes done. I got my eyebrows done. I got my nails done. So it's like, there's just so much to be done, right? I'm not totally settled back in or relaxed yet. And I feel like my body's just protesting me and has been for 2 weeks. It's like, I need you to sit on the couch and do nothing, and then this head cold will resolve. But I don't have time to do that. I've got shit to do, bitch. This is my time to sit on the couch and do nothing, except I'm not doing nothing. I'm recording the podcast because I need to talk to the besties, okay? We've got so much to talk about. I can't even begin, okay? It's been a minute since I've sat here, just you and I, and we've had some quality time on the couch. So I'm here with my glass of Santa Margherita Pinot Grigio, and we're gonna have a good day, even though it's like 4 p.m. when I'm recording this on Friday, July 7th, and hopefully this episode is coming out the very next day because I'm late. But I'm doing my best, okay? She's just a girl. She's just one girl, and she's doing her best, okay? But we have so much to talk about. So much Love Island to catch up on. I'm going to talk about weeks 3 and 4 later on in this episode. And next week we've got to get into Casa more. So don't even get me fucking started. I have so many thoughts. This is one of my favorite seasons of Love Island ever. And I'm so excited to talk about it with you guys. But anyways, not getting into Love Island stuff just yet. Europe. Greece. Last time we talked, I was in Italy with Mika and Ashley. After going to Italy, I went to Greece for a week with my sister and 20 of you guys. These trips were incredible. They were literally amazing, life-changing, just like such a weird, strange experience to get to travel with a bunch of people that connect because of my videos and watch people form friendships over the course of a week while exploring a new country together. It was just so much fun. Seen a few of you asking if there was going to be if there was going to be an opportunity for you to join in on the bestie vacation fun. And I happen to have just gotten off the phone with Road Trip as I'm recording this podcast. And we're going to plan another trip. I'm telling you right now, I'm never doing 2 back-to-back ever again, ever. That was way too much social interaction for me. It's like when I planned the trips, I think I forgot that I was an introvert. I don't know what I was thinking. It was so far in advance that I didn't think. I was just like, an opportunity to be in Europe for 2 weeks. Like, let's fucking do it. This is so weird. And then I forgot that like that entails me being social and not having really any alone time for 2.5 weeks. So, you know, we did what we needed to do. And yeah, I definitely wouldn't do 2 trips back to back ever again, but I'll do one because one is so much fun. Here's what I'll say. I loved traveling for 2.5 weeks. I actually didn't have much of an issue with being away from home. I missed Mango with all my heart. Oh my God. I cannot believe she just heard me saying that. I missed you more than I missed anything else in the world. Okay. You have no fucking clue. I love you so much. But I did enjoy traveling around Europe and seeing a lot. I think I just hate flying for that many hours. So if I'm over there, if I'm already in Europe, I would like to stay there for, longer than 7 days. I actually think 10 to 11 days is like the perfect duration of a vacation, in my opinion. 2 weeks, once I hit the 2-week mark, I was like, all right, I need Mango. Do you hear me? Are you listening? Yeah, because mommy love you. Mommy love you so much. I love you. I love you. Sorry. I know I'm getting too loud. You're just so freaking cute. So I think that I would love to do another trip, probably to Europe. I'm thinking Europe. I want to go explore more over there, see what other countries got going on. And probably take my solo trip immediately afterwards. So I'll do like a trip with you guys and then I'll hop off to another country by myself for a week. I think that'll be a fun thing to do. So anyways, we are in the planning process, which means there is a survey for you guys to fill out. If you are interested in joining me on a trip at some point in the next year, fill out this survey and tell me what months work best for you, what places you'd like to go, and what your budget's looking like, amongst some other questions. And I will get to planning. Like I said, I would love to go back to Europe and do more over there. I would kind of love to go to the south of France. Also wouldn't hate doing Croatia again. I've been to Croatia before, but it is such a beautiful place. I loved Croatia. But south of France is really intriguing me at the minute, but you tell me what you think. Survey will be linked in the description of this podcast. If you're interested, let me know. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, which I would be surprised if you didn't, since I've said so much about it at this point, but I just went on 2 trips back to back. I planned group travel trips through Trova Trip over a year ago so that I could travel with you guys a week in a new country, 20 strangers, and we all have the best time ever. A little bestie vacation. So that's what I did, and that's what we're going to do again. I'm going to plan another trip. So if you were interested, there will only be 20 spots on the trip. Last time, the trips went quickly. That's why we did 2 of them. The Italy trip sold out in under 5 minutes, which is why I immediately planned another trip to Greece, because there were so many of you that were on the email list and had completed the survey, and so we did Greece immediately after because of that. But keep in mind, I'm just telling you right now, I'm not doing 2 back to back ever again. Sir, when the trip does launch, I would anticipate that the spots are going to go quickly. But I'm telling you now, trip won't launch for another few weeks because we've got to decide where we're going and like get the trip planning process started first. But when it does launch, I would predict it would go similarly to how it did last time. So something to think about, something to sit with and think about. But for now, all I got is that survey for you. So fill it out. Let me see what you guys are thinking, and then I will get to planning based on the survey responses. Additionally, I am so fucking horny. I think I need to be locked up. I think I need to be put in a fucking cage with a muzzle on, okay? Oh my God. It's like I didn't masturbate for a month because I didn't have alone time for a month. And then I got home and I was dancing around this fucking apartment. I was like, I ordered sushi. I was catching up on my favorite podcast and I was fucking prancing around this place just at the thought of masturbating. And then I think it's like I'm insatiable. You think that it's like, okay, 1 month without masturbating, you just like reach an equilibrium maybe. Or like you get the first one after the month and you're like, okay, I'm back at it, baby. No, bitch. I am fucking, oh, I'm on a rampage. I don't know what to do. And also, like, I don't like horny brain, okay? Because I can't think correctly when I'm like this. Oh my God. I was looking up adults only nudist resorts. Not because I don't even, in my head, it would be kind of fun to just like be naked around other people. I don't want to have sex with anybody. But like also I want to go to an adults only like nude resort where it's acceptable to masturbate in public. I say this now, but in practice I actually probably wouldn't like that because I don't want to see a man masturbating if I didn't explicitly allow him to do that. But like the thought of me getting to masturbate in front of other people just seems fun. But this is horny brain talking. I'm telling you, I don't know her. But I'm fucking laying in bed Googling nude resorts that I could go to by myself because a lot of them are couples resorts, which is lame. I want to go to a nude resort by myself and masturbate by the pool and have nobody talk to me. Mutual group masturbation by a pool in Mexico or something. I don't know. But it was like, I'm doing that, and then I masturbate, and I'm like, okay, actually, I don't think I'm interested in doing that. It's like I masturbate, and suddenly I'm like, are you genuinely interested in going to a place like that, or are you just horny? I think I'm just horny, but the thing is that like the horny meter gets replenished so quickly when I'm in this state. So it's like, I was Googling the resorts, then I masturbated, and then afterwards I was like, no, you're good. You're not interested in that. And then 20 minutes later, I'm like, but what if? I don't know. Maybe I am. I don't think I am, but sometimes I'm like, but what if? I don't know. There are a lot of things that sound fun to me, but I actually don't think I would want to do them without a partner. With a partner, I think I would, because it's like a safety thing. I don't want to have sex with strangers. I want to have sex near strangers. Like going to a sex party has always sounded fun to me, but I don't want to have sex with strangers. I want to have sex with my person in front of other people. That sounds fun to me. 100% fun. Locking in and saying that I would love to have sex in front of other people, not people I know, but like other people. I've been invited to sex parties before and I'm too scared. I'm just a little nervous. But if I was with a partner and I had someone I could go with and it was like, we're only going to fuck each other and we're going to do it in front of other people. Oh, that would be fun to me. That would be so fun to me. But yeah, by myself with strangers, no, I don't think that's interested. I don't think I like that. I don't think I'm interested in that. I think I would feel very overwhelmed. But who knows? Who knows what the future holds for us? I'm like, I don't have a partner. So how am I going to... I just have a lot of fantasies, okay? And so I think I'm at a point now where I'm like, you got a lot of fantasies that you only want to fulfill if you're in a relationship. And guess what? You're not in a relationship. And your horny meter is through the fucking roof, bitch. So what are we gonna do? I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm suffering. No, I'm kidding. I'm not at all. It's thirst season, bitch. I'm sorry. I'm doing the best that I fucking can. And I'm not on dating apps. I'm literally, it is so slow out here, you guys. You have no fucking idea. And I feel like this. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I need to be locked up and put in a cage. I need to be neutered. Sorry. I'm like scaring Mango. She like got triggered. She was like, she had flashbacks. Oh, oy vey. In other news, like vaguely connecting to that though, I haven't had BV for 4 months. Which is so exciting to me. If you guys don't know, I'm a BV girly. I've talked about this on this show before, but I started getting chronic BV infections like 2 years ago after whatever. I'm not even going to talk about how it happened or why it happened. Something traumatic happened to me. I've gotten BV infections ever since. So that's been something I've been dealing with for 2 years now. BV is extremely common. Same thing as a yeast infection, essentially. But it's just annoying as fuck when you're someone that like the antibiotics just don't work on. Antibiotics like don't work on me basically. So I take the antibiotics and then like 3 weeks later the infection is back. This has been my life for the last 2 years. I resulted to, you know, scouring the depths of the internet on every single BV Reddit thread that I could find. And I just started following the advice of people on these threads that were like, I was in this position, the antibiotics didn't work on me, and I started doing this. And I would just like was experimenting on myself. And I found something that worked, which is crazy. And I like going 4 months without having BV is so much fucking fun. Also, like, there's little things that I'm like always convinced like, oh, I'm gonna probably get BV after this. Like every time I hook up with someone, BV, she comes back raging. But I mean, I haven't really hooked up with someone, but I was fingered in April and I didn't have a BV flare up. So that was all awesome. I was like, sick. And then I've been swimming a lot and I've been in wet bathing suits, and usually that causes problems too. I've had my period. That hasn't caused problems. Like, everything has just been good. So if you are struggling with chronic BV, here's what I did. I don't know if you're necessarily supposed to do any of this, but this is what I did that worked. And this is what people on Reddit told me to do. But boric acid suppositories, which I already know and love and is something that I was utilizing in like the immediate aftermath of what I thought was a trigger. So like if when I would have my period, like the 2 to 3 days after my period ends, I would use boric acid suppositories, or like if I had sex, I would use a boric acid suppository after sex, just as like a preventative measure, because they say that that's what boric acid is like mainly used for, is like it's a preventative treatment, not necessarily a cure for BV, or it's not necessarily like approved to be BV treatment in that way. You can get it over the counter, but but for a month straight, 30 days, I used boric acid suppositories, and I also took so fucking many probiotics, you would be scared. It was like 900 billion CFU probiotics that I was taking. Maybe even more than that. I don't know. It was ridiculous, the amount of probiotics I was taking. And I did that for a month straight. And then at the end of the month, I stopped doing the boric acid, and I scaled back to doing like 50% of what I was doing on the probiotics. So I still take a lot of probiotics. But I scaled back a lot, and it worked. It fucking worked. I don't really get it. Like, this whole thing has been a mystery to me. Doctors can't fucking help me. And then this random person on Reddit told me to do this and it worked. I don't know. I don't fucking get it. It is ridiculous to me for the amount of knowledge we have about BV, the fact that so many doctors are like, well, don't know what to do with you, to people who get chronic infections. Like, what is going on? It's the most common vaginal infection. And they're like, can't help you if the antibiotics don't work. So anyways, if you get chronic infections, try that. It worked for me. Yeah. I mean, honestly, if I can go through life getting like 1 or 2 BV infections per year, that would be fucking incredible. You know, if I could get it not every single month, that would be sick. So I'm living my life, and in a way, I think it's made me hornier, because I think also in a way, all the BV stuff has made me not want to hook up with people, because I'm always like, oh my God, hooking up makes me sick. It makes me ill. Literally, I'm going to be dealing with this if I have sex with someone. So I think now that I feel that I have this under control a little bit for the first time in 2 years, I'm having a bit of a moment. Also, it's July. Like, what else do you do in July? Sweat and be horny. That's it. That's all we do in July. So anyways, cheers. Cheers, bitch, to having no sex but being so horny, but not having BV anymore. Also, can I just say, I know there's like literally 5 men that watch this show, and I love you. But I was watching what's it called? It's called like Roe v. Bros or something. It's like that Instagram account that they interview men about different like women's body health things, and none of them know anything. Popped up on my feed today. I watched one video and then I went down the rabbit hole of watching like half the videos on that account on Instagram. Roe v. Bros. Look it up. It depresses me how little men specifically know about women's bodies. Like, it actually makes me so upset. I had to stop watching videos on the account because I'm like, there's just no way. There's no fucking way. Like, it actually pisses me off that when you can like ask someone, oh, like, can women pee with tampons in? And they're like, no, I don't think so. It makes me so upset because then I'm like, okay, this motherfucker thinks that we can't pee with a tampon in. There's no way that he knows what BV stands for or what it means or anything. He hears me say that I'm like dealing with BV flare-ups and he's like, what's that? He's like looking panic stricken because he has no idea what that is. He thinks, oh my God, it stresses me out. It does. It stresses me out. Or like they're asking him like, what does the C stand for in C-section? And some guy's like, I was a C-section baby and I don't fucking know. I'm staring at my phone like cesarean. Ah! I hate it here. And it's worse than that too. It's like the oh my God. It's like every time I remember how little people know about so many things, how little people understand BV, how little people understand HPV. Like, it actually stresses me out, the amount of conversations I've had with people where I've had to explain what BV is, and I've also had to explain that HPV resolves on its own for most people, and that there are many different types of HPV beyond the ones that are linked to cervical cancer. Like, I get that it's like a sex education issue, and it's not necessarily people's fault if they don't know all of these things, but it stresses me out. It makes me so fired up that I'm like, there's no way that these people know all of what they need to know if they're out here thinking that you can't pee with a tampon in, that one tampon can be in for 24 hours. I can't do it. Anyways. All right, we've got like a lot of submissions, obviously, because I've been gone and haven't really got to read a lot of these. So let's dive the fuck in. Hello, Maddie. I wanted to ask for some advice on how to, 1, ask my friends to take more candid photos of me, and 2, feel more comfortable having my photo taken. I'm always the friend who takes photos of everyone else. I'm a sentimental bitch. But I couldn't tell you the last time someone took a photo of me without asking, and the photos never turn out well because I feel so awkward asking for them. I know people aren't mind readers, but I'm feeling bogged down with the fact that I am always taking pictures of my friends, but they're never taking them of me. You're preaching to the choir. I'm always the one taking photos of other people, and nobody takes photos of me unless I ask them to. I feel like I've kind of accepted it at this point because I think it's just like a type of person sort of thing. And I've always been the one with the camera. I've always been Maddie, the YouTube girl. I've always been the one that takes the photos, that has the ideas, that has the vision. And I don't really have anyone else in my life that's like that in the way that I am like that. Obviously, I'm friends with a lot of creative people, but not in the same ways that I am. So I think that I naturally end up being the one that takes all the photos and has like cute candids of other people, because that's the lens through which I experience life. You know, like I go through life and I'm constantly seeing, that would be a good photo. That would be a good photo. That'd be a cool shot. That'd be a cool video. And I just do it for other people because that's how I'm going through my life, you know? And I think I at this point, I just feel accepting of the fact that other people don't have that, or they don't see that. And it's like a gift of mine to be able to constantly see what the good photo would be, or what would be cute, or if I see someone and I like, you know, I can take good candid photos of them. That's my gift. So I think I am accepting now of the fact that other people are not going to be able to do that for me. And if they do, like if they are taking my candid photos, I'm probably not going to like them a lot of the time because most of these people do not have the same eye that I do. Like anytime someone takes my photo, I have to like coach them through exactly what I want, or else I'll end up with a photo that's like my feet are in the middle box of the frame and like my head is at the very top of the photo. And I'm like, why can I see the ground this much? Why is my head at the top of the frame? Why are we at an angle? We're serving like a canted angle in this. I like feel like a bad thing is about to happen looking at this photograph. The lighting is off. I had like my hair is looking weird and they didn't tell me. Fucking when the second anybody squats down to take my photo, I'm like, I'm gonna hate this. The second anybody goes, let me just get this angle real quick, and goes beneath me, I'm like, what is going on in here on this day? You just squatted down to take my photo from underneath the mama. No. My God, I'm like looming over the camera. It's fucking like serving Godzilla. No, stand up. I can't. I cannot. So anyways, I ask my friends all the time. I always tell them, I'm like, I warn them too. I say, guys, I need more candid photos because they look better on the dating profile, okay? And all I have is a lot of posed photos, and I'm beautiful and sexy and gorgeous, okay? But on my dating profile, I would like it to look a little bit less like my Instagram. I would like it to be a little bit more, capturing my personality a little bit. Because I'm beautiful and sexy and gorgeous and funny, and she's got a personality, and she's like effortlessly gorgeous and fun. But how do we capture that when I'm always posing for all of these things? Like one of you just whip out the camera, okay, guys? And then they're all like, yeah, we'll do it. And then they either don't do it or they do it and they capture like the weirdest photos of me in like fluorescent lighting. And I'm like, why was this the time that you were like, she's going to love candidates right here? I'm like, wow. It is sweet though. I do find it like funny and endearing that it's like you even tried. So 12 of my friends, keep trying because one of these days I might like one of your creations, but I don't know that it's happened so far. So I don't know. I think in my head it's like we all have different skill sets and talents, and if your talent is being the friend that takes the photos, then that's your talent, and that's awesome. And sometimes it does suck being the friend that takes all the photos, because that means that you either don't get photos or you have to coach people into taking your photos and always speak up and ask, which can definitely be annoying when you're doing it just like without anybody asking for other people. But, other people bring other things to the table, and I think you kind of just have to keep asking. There's no real solution to this. But I think maybe you just need to start accepting that this is a talent of yours, that it is a skill, and that it isn't something that everyone can do. So, I don't know, maybe that makes you feel better. That makes me feel better. I'm like, they're not doing it because they don't care. It's that they literally cannot. They literally do not know how to do what I do. Because I slay in this department. All right. Hello, Maddie. I'm 21 and have a good amount of friends who also live in Brooklyn. One of these friends is from my high school. We were pretty close back then, though I always kind of felt like we had different values and goals. After graduation, we only kept in touch through a group chat. We've been reconnecting recently, but the problem is that she's super into drinking and drugs. I'm totally fine with my friends doing whatever they want, but I personally don't drink very often and have no interest in drugs. I've told her many times that I would so much rather have her come over to my apartment. I can make us some food and we can just chill on my couch, but she says that's boring and prefers going to bars and clubs. We went to a couple bars on Friday last week, and I had one drink and a shot, while she had about 6 drinks through the night. Every place we went to, she complained that the vibes weren't right until she had enough to drink that she could barely stand or talk. I got her home safe and spent the subway ride home thinking about how much I didn't enjoy this outing. She's asked me to hang out again this week, and I have no idea how to put my foot down, as she's very sensitive and puts a lot of value on our friendship since she often comes to me for advice. I would love to hear your thoughts on how to deal with this. Yeah, that sucks. I deeply relate and understand. I think it is really frustrating. I think particularly when you're like 21 and it's all like shiny and new to people still. But yeah, it sucks when you don't like that kind of stuff and other people are not understanding of it. I've absolutely been in that situation many times where I'm like, yeah, I don't like it. And people are like, they think if they like push me enough that I will start liking it. It's not going to happen. Okay. I don't like it. But I will say, if I had said to any of my friends that I don't want to hang out at the bars and I love them, but I would rather just hang out doing something chill, like hanging out at someone's apartment, having dinner together, going to a restaurant, doing something that doesn't involve alcohol or drugs, and they looked at me and said that's boring, I would be really mad. I'll be so honest. If one of my friends, as I'm trying to connect with them in a way that feels comfortable for me, basically said, no, that sounds boring, I would rather be fucking obliterated to the point where I don't remember any of the quality time I spend with you. So I'm not gonna hang out with you unless we're drunk. I would be like, okay, maybe we've grown apart here. Maybe we are not in alignment, because I cannot be your friend if you only want to be my friend when we're drunk or when you need something from me. I can't do that. I can't be your friend if I'm always expected to meet you where you're at, but you won't meet me where I am, you know? Like, with friends of mine that do enjoy going out, I always think there's like a happy medium, right? Like, let's go to dinner and get drinks. Let's go to a wine bar and like sit and chat. I'm like, I will go hang out with you to the wee hours of the morning, but I want to be able to sit and talk with you and connect with you. I really don't have any interest in going to like a sweaty, sticky, noisy bar with lots of drunk people that are touching me. Okay. That sounds like the worst thing ever to me. But if you want to go drink at a bar, go try a new restaurant and have a drink, I will do any of that. I have no problems doing any of that. So if you want to go out and try something new, go to a new place, let's do it. But pick a place that I'm going to be cool with, because I'm not raging, okay? I'm not raging. I'm not going to any of those bars and clubs that you see on all those TikToks being like, these are the best places to meet some men in the Lower East Side. I literally would rather do anything else, right? Anything. I think you could list literally 8,000 things I would rather do before I'd rather do that. And the thing is that your friends should not be forcing you to do things that you don't want to do. I think like part of friendship is give and take. And like, I mean, I really don't understand not wanting to hang out, not sober. I think even my friends that love partying also like sitting on my couch and just talking and cooking dinner together. Like, you know, like going out is fun and all for those people, not for me. But like, even to my friends that do like going out, they're not like, I like going out and I would never do any of that sober shit you like doing. Maddie likes mini golfing. Loser. Like, it's just, that's insane to be like, I want to hang out with you sober and someone's like, boring. That's like wild to me. I think that's so rude, and that would piss me off. So I don't know. They might have lost me when they said that. I'll be so real, but I'll put my own feelings aside to answer the rest of this question. But I think I would just say to her, so she's asked you to hang out again this week and you have no idea how to put your foot down. I would just say to her, listen, bestie, I love you. I love hanging out with you. I would rather spend quality one-on-one time with you where we can actually talk and connect. And I would rather do that sober. I don't like going out. It's not fun for me. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't really like drinking like that. and I would rather hang out with you in a different setting. So yes, I would love to make plans this week. No, I don't want to go out drinking. So let me know what your schedule looks like and if you'd be around to get dinner, or if you want to suggest something specific, like, oh, there's this thing I've been wanting to go to and try out and I'd love to go there with you. I think you just have to like reroute the hangout to somewhere else while also being clear about the fact that like it's just not your thing and you don't want to go get pissed drunk with each other. And it's not because you don't love them and want to spend time with them. It's actually because you love them and want to spend time with them. And you want to do it in a way that feels good to you and that allows you to connect with them. So I think it's just like making that clear that like the reason why you don't want to go out drinking with them is because you love them and want to spend quality time together where you're sober and can actually talk and connect and hang out. And also that drinking's just not your thing and it's not personal or anything to do with them. And I think if they can't respect that, then that's a red flag. Because if your friends only want to hang out with you when they're pissed drunk and they want you to be pissed drunk when you're saying you don't like doing that, that sucks. I think we can be respectful of our friends that like to drink and party and do whatever else while also holding firm the boundary of like, listen, I respect your choices, so you also have to respect mine. And because I'm choosing not to be drunk every weekend and party, you don't get to sit there and call me boring and make me feel bad for it. So that's that. Hi, Maddie. I wanted to get your opinion on women making the first move. I was talking about this with my friend and she told me that it's always better to let men make the first move since they like to be in control. She also said that for some reason when women make the first move, the woman isn't seen as desirable and the man tends to lose interest or sees the woman as somewhat desperate, clingy, or obsessed. Who the fuck is your friend? I see this as a double standard. I'm a 21-year-old woman and personally I really like making the first move. If I meet someone I'm interested in and I like their vibe, why wouldn't I make a move and ask them out? I really want your opinion on this. Yeah, who is your friend? Who's your friend? Where are they getting their information from? Why are they dick riding for the weirdo men of the world? Yeah, I don't know how to, your friend is wrong. I think let me just put it out there. Your friend is wrong. Your friend has got the data wrong. They needed to survey a wider group because whoever they learned that from hates women. So I just like, here's the thing, right? I mean, there's definitely men that believe what your friend is saying. I don't know about you, but I'm not looking to date those men. I'm not looking to date men that insist they have control over women in the dating process or women, period. I'm also not looking to date men that find women that know what they want to be desperate, clingy, or obsessed. That's fucking weird. If you want a woman that's meek and quiet and pretends that she's just hee until a man comes around and saves her, then like you can go find her. But I'm not that bitch. I don't want to be that bitch. I never will be that bitch. So I don't want to date a man that wants a woman like that because I'm not that woman. Okay? I'm actually the opposite, and I think those are all of my best traits. So I want someone that's going to appreciate all of those things about me and not the opposite. So sure, there are some guys out there that don't want a woman to make the first move. I hate those guys, though. I think they're losers. And I think that there is a lot of men that do not feel that way and that love when women make the first move, that love women that are strong-willed and know what they want and are going to put themselves out there and be confident and communicate that. I don't know what else to say. I just think that it is really sexy to make the first move and know what you want and go after that and pursue it. And a lot of people feel that way. And I'm not concerned about attracting people that I don't want myself. So if these random fucking hypothetical men are going to find it a turnoff that I am forward and direct and communicate my feelings, I would rather them be turned off by me than not, because I don't want to date a man that thinks that I have to shrink myself into this tiny little box where I'm just waiting around for a man to take control of whatever. I don't want to be with someone that believes that men need to be in control in the relationship, that believes that women should be quiet and meek and just waiting around for a man to make a move on them. That's dumb. It's also 2023. It just feels insane that anyone would think this. It feels like maybe your friend might know some red pill losers. So just maybe tell them to be careful of whoever that got that information from. So anyways, in conclusion, if you meet someone and you're interested in them and you want to make the first move, make the first fucking move. It's hot. And also there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like, it's a neutral action. You really want to wait around and let men make all the first moves? Come on. All right, I've got so many more, but I'm going to save them for next week because we've got so much to talk about. In regards to Love Island weeks 3 and 4, babes, Island is in the villa. Things are heating up. They're getting a bit crazy. I can't wait to talk about them. So, let's get into it, babes. Dun, 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 dun. There's nothing more fun than being a Love Island fan. The more I talk about Love Island with people, the more I realize that I've soaked up so much Love Island knowledge that's ridiculous. If you put me in a room and made me compete with other people just on Love Island trivia facts, I think I could win. I'm not fucking with you. I am so knowledgeable about the Love Island UK cinematic universe every season, okay? I know what's going on. People come to me. They're like, what happened in this season? This screenshot, what is this from? I'm like, this season, this person, this is what was happening. I don't know why I remember all of it. Half these people look the same. I remember everything. Oh my God, I just love this fucking show, babes. I love the Brits. I think they're crazy and I just can't get enough. I can't. I just fucking love it, babes. And I want to be invited to the finale. Some year, this is a life goal of mine, is to attend the Love Island UK finale. We're planting the seeds. We're doing a little manifestation. I don't know how to get there, but I would like to go. So if any of you have the connect ever, if you obtain the connect at some point in your life, you remember that I said this because I want to go to the fucking Love Island UK finale at some point in my life. I want to be in that fucking villa, and I want all of you guys to be looking at me in the audience, and I'll be in the back like, yeah. I'll be having the most fucking fun. I would be having more fun than anyone that has ever been present at the finale taping ever, period. I would be the most excited person to be there. I love this fucking show. It is so dumb. It is so dumb and it's so much fun and I fucking love it. Oh, God, okay. Let's get into it. Week 3 and week 4. Let's go through my goddamn notes. Okay, now I have to fucking recall what happened week 3. I have all these notes, but I'd be forgetting shit. This is a while ago. All right, beginning of week 3, Jess and Sammy have their first kiss, and it was so awkward. And I swear the editors are purposely making everything awkward this season because I think every kiss we've witnessed this season has been super fucking awkward. I don't know why, but that is how I feel. Simultaneously, as this has happened, Tyreek is getting mad at Ella for talking to Scott, even though in the conversation that Ella had with Scott, Scott was telling Ella that he liked Catherine and Leah. So I don't even really know what Tyreek thinks he's mad about because Scott is not interested in Ella. And that's what their conversation was about. Ella and Tyreek are both super immature and they're like both awful at communicating. So I actually am not even mad at them being together because I think they deserve each other. I think when you see toxic, shitty people that are bad at communicating, both of them, you gotta at some point just be like, that's none of my business. I'm not going to recommend that you date someone that's better at communicating because you yourself are not too good at it. Okay. So we're going to save the ones that are for people that are. And you two, you deserve each other. Godspeed. So happy for you. Then the recoupling happens and Sammy calls Leah a test, which upsets her. Oh my God, this is where we're at. This happened so long ago. I can't even fucking remember it. Okay. Recoupling happens. Sammy calls Leah a test, which upsets her. And I think is fair for Leah to be upset about. It is like she's a real person with real feelings. And she and Sammy were flirting all week. And then suddenly he's like, well, there was a test that was thrown in here. And Leah's like, a test? I'm a woman. I'm a real person that you were talking to. What the fuck is wrong with you? And the worst part about it was that Sammy didn't talk to Leah before saying that in the recoupling. Like, he didn't even pull her beforehand to be like, yo, listen, I'm not interested. I'm feeling more of a connection with Jess, so I'm just going to go ahead and squash this. Didn't say any of that. Just refers to her as a test in the middle of the recoupling, which was insane. Leah then calls him out for it, and he says that's not my problem and that he hasn't done anything wrong, when the very clear answer to all of this is, yes, you did do something wrong, and the thing you did wrong was not communicating. The problem is not that you preferred Jess. The problem is that you never said that, and then you called the girl a test in front of the group instead of acknowledging that you've been flirting with her for 3 days. It was like, are you daft on purpose? Like, nobody's saying that it's a problem that you don't like Leah. That is not what the conclusion is here. The problem is that you didn't tell her that you weren't interested and then went ahead and did that in front of a group of people and referred to her as a test, which was insane. And Leah is such a little freaking sweetheart. It's pissing me off. And I'm feeling rage from the following weeks. So you know what? Clearly it doesn't get better. But didn't like this. Didn't like it at all. And then Sammy's talking to the boys after the conversation with Leah, and the boys are being like, you're not a bad guy, bro. Continuing to allow this man to miss the fucking point entirely. This is what I don't understand. In groups of people like this, like when you get to just in the wild watch these people interact with each other, it's like, is there nobody in the group that stops for a minute to be like, I think we're missing the point here? None of you? And like suddenly watching shows like this is like, it makes sense to me how there are so many weirdo toxic people in the world that never get checked. And it's because they're surrounded by other weirdo toxic people that don't see how they're problems. I don't get it. It like was very clear what Sammy did that was fucked up here. It was very obvious to anybody with a brain. So it's either that the other guys, like, they see it, but they're just, like, so bro-y that they don't care and they're not going to call him out, or they legitimately do not understand what he did wrong. Which I don't understand at all. Unsurprisingly, the girls are more than understanding and in Leah's corner during all of this because the girlies understand what's going on. And even Jess was surprisingly for the girlies in this moment, which I appreciated. I don't know. Jess is very confusing to me because one minute she's, like, the anti-girls girl, but then in another moment she's like actually being kind of sweet. I don't know. She's very confusing to me. Now Jess and Sammy are fighting because Jess doesn't like that he led Leah on and downplayed what was going on to her. Next day, we've got a challenge that happens. And it gets a little bit personal. Everyone says that Meddy and Whitney have no sexual chemistry, and even Meddy and Whitney know that. I'm pretty sure they voted for themselves there as well. And it's true. They don't. There is no sexual chemistry there. I don't know if there's any chemistry, period, there, but, you know, we'll let them believe that they have chemistry for now. Another thing that came up during this challenge is that Jess and Sammy have different ideas of if they're open or not. Jess said that she was closed off, and then Sammy said that he was not. And then the other takeaway was that Zach and Molly maybe didn't know each other that well because they didn't get any of the answers correctly. I forget how this challenge went, to be totally honest, but this is just what I wrote about it. Later that day, Meddy and Whitney make out on the terrace, and it is the weirdest interaction ever. Yeah, why is every interaction, every first kiss has been so fucking weird this summer? Like, these are grown ass adults beating around the bush like this. I'm like, not that, I don't know, it made me analyze my own experiences, because I don't think in my adult life, I don't think that I've had people be so bad at flirting, where it's like you're beating around the fucking bush to get over the line and cross the first kiss. Like, I wish I wrote down exactly what was said, but they were both, it's like, you know, when people are like, you both understand that you're about to kiss, so you should just like be going full throttle with your flirting. But it's like, when people understand they're about to kiss and then they're still going, hee hee, I don't know, with the flirting, it's like, it's so awkward. Just commit. You have to go full fucking throttle. You know it's a thumbs up. You know you both want to kiss. So, like, say something crazy. I don't know. Don't be like, hee hee, and you're like fucking 25 years old. I don't know. I just find it a little awkward. Then Sammy and Jess are still fighting. He's claiming that he's not bothered that she wants to get to know Mitch, because last week he confessed his love to her, but he is mad that she's being a hypocrite, because he thinks it's like, oh, I got to know someone else and it was a problem, and now you want to get to know Mitch and it's not a problem. And then she's not listening. They're both just, God, these people piss me off sometimes. Like, she's not listening and he's letting his ego drive a wedge between them. And because of that, all of their conversations go in circles, because she's just like totally not retaining any of what he's saying. And he is also not doing that, but because he's letting his ego get in the way. I'm going to sneeze again. Oh my God. Then later on, Ella and Jess are talking, and Ella tells Jess that if she wants no drama, then she should go for Mitch. And I was like, girl, do you have fucking amnesia? What are you talking about? Mitch? No drama? Mitch. You think Mitch is no drama? Mr. Stir the Pot 5000 over here? I don't know about all that. Then the next day, they all have brunch dates where they're like sitting, they all are on dates together, just like in the backyard. And Maya Jama enters. And basically, Maya comes in and tells the couples that they have to decide who the two least compatible couples are. And they all have to like announce it in front of each other. And my personal take on this was I would have voted Jess and Sammy and Whitney and Meddy. What actually ended up happening was Sammy and Jess got 4 votes, Mitch and Leah got 5 votes, Catherine and Scott got 2 votes, and Meddy and Whitney got 1 vote. I wouldn't have voted for Mitch and Leah just because I feel like it's a cop-out answer, because it's not that they're, like, I mean, I guess it's that they're not compatible because they're in a friend couple, but it's like, it just feels like a cop-out answer to me, because it's like, oh, you guys are in a friend couple, so we voted you least compatible. It just like, it just seems like they shouldn't even be eligible, you know? So anyways, I would have voted Sammy and Jess and Meddy and Whitney, which I don't understand how Meddy and Whitney only got 1 vote. There are no compatibility. There's no chemistry there. It's dead vibes. It is fucking dead. I've got no chat. It's not entertaining. There's no connection. I don't know what the people are saying, because I personally see fucking nothing. So then, as a result of this, both of those couples are broken up. So Sammy, Jess, Mitch, and Leah are all single, and they're not allowed to recouple at the next recoupling. As this is happening, a new girl and a new boy enter the villa, Mal and Montel, and they all go on dates with the newly single Islanders. Then they do like a Never Have I Ever challenge, which was mostly boring until they got to the Never Have I Ever Cheated question. And Zachariah puts a finger down or drinks or whatever the fuck they had to do. And Ella and Jess are like, no, that's wild. That's crazy. I can't believe you'd do that, whatever. And that's not even the crazy part to me. The crazy part was Zachariah's response. In response to everyone learning that he's cheated on a previous partner, Zachariah says, I look forward to the day I meet someone I don't want to cheat on. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, hold on. Hearing that Zachariah was a cheater in the past was not surprising to me, okay? I'm sorry, I wasn't holding out hope that Zachariah was really one of the good guys, okay? I didn't believe that. Wasn't shocking to me to learn that Zachariah has cheated on a partner before. That's not the crazy part to me. The crazy part is upon this information coming out, you looking at everyone else going, well, looking forward to the day I meet someone I don't want to cheat on, insinuating that you have actively wanted to cheat on every person you've ever been with? What are you talking about? So now you've just admitted that this wasn't like a one-off thing where you made a mistake and you know it was a mistake. You are now saying that cheating is a regular urge that you feel in a relationship and you've never not felt it. What the fuck is going on? I was like, that's crazy. That's a wild thing to admit. I think like most people, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Like I would have given Zachariah the benefit of the doubt of like, he's saying that he's cheated before. Like maybe you were young, you made a mistake, you were drunk. I don't know. Surely there's some explanation. I'll assume that you feel like shit about it and you know it was wrong. Zachariah just revealed to us that he feels none of those things. I look forward to the day I meet someone that I don't want to cheat on. Excuse me? Excuse me? What did you just say? That's wild. And Molly was like, he's so honest. I just love it. He's like so honest. He said everything he needed to say. He was so honest. I was like, Molly, stand up. What the fuck is going on? Then Medi reveals that he wants to get to know Leah, which is confusing. I'm sorry, Medi, you can't get Leah. That bitch is out of your league. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you may be in the same villa, but you cannot get Leah, my dude. I don't even know how you've gotten anyone this far. Whitney's out of your fucking league. You are the most boring man ever. Perhaps even more boring than Kai, which was tough because Kai was one of the most boring people to ever be on the show and he fucking won. So I don't get it. But now Medi thinks that he's going to tell Whitney that and be like, I want to get to know Leah, which is like, you already have someone that's out of your league and you're going to tell her that you're going to go for someone else that's also out of your league and date them both at the same time. Medi, you've lost it. You've lost the plot, my guy. So then we've got Molly and Zach going on their first date. I'm not on Twitter anymore, so I don't really know what the general public thinks about everyone, but from what I've heard, people don't like Molly, which I don't really get. To be honest, I don't think she's done anything. I just don't. I think, if anything, I've said that I liked her because I think that she's mostly kept to herself. And then, like, Jess, for whatever reason, has been such a bully to her, which just makes me like her more because I think that Jess is being mean for no reason. So it's not even that Molly has any part of her personality that I'm like, oh, she's really awesome because of this. I love her because of this. I more just don't understand the hate, and it makes me like her more because I'm like, why are you guys being fucking mean? Why are you bullying this random girl, okay? Let her just be boring and hot. What did she do? Like, nothing. Why are you pissed that everyone likes her? So I don't know, but I've heard that the British public don't like her. The British public and I usually don't agree, though, so we'll see about that. There's a recoupling that happens, and the new couples are Montel and Leah, Mal and Sammy, Ella and Tyreek, Whitney and Medi, Scott and Catherine, Jess and Mitch, and Molly and Zachariah. Then, plot twist of the fucking century, which we had heard rumors about the week before. And when I heard these rumors, I kind of thought that they were just going to be fake and that there's no possible way that this was going to be real. I thought it was for sure a rumor and not real. It's not a rumor, bitch. Katie McFucking-Dermott is back. What the fuck? Katie was on season 2 of Love Island, and she was a firecracker babes. And she's back. They've brought her back for some unknown fucking reason. Season 2 was like in 2016. So it feels like a long time ago because we're on season 10 now and she was on season 2, but it actually was just a few years ago and she's like 27 now, I think. She was young when she was on season 2. Katie McFucking-Dermott is back and she has to pick one boy to couple up with. Katie is literally in the villa for less than a day, and she has to pick someone to couple up with. Katie ends up picking Zach, and in a turn of events, as she picks Zach, Molly is sent a text message that's basically like, since Katie has chosen Zach, Molly, you are now single and dumped from the villa. Pack your bags and say your goodbyes. Everyone is like, that doesn't happen. Where they're like, pack your bags, get out of here because someone stole your man that has been in here for like a few hours. They don't even have like a connection with them. They just had to choose someone. And they're like, oh, that's it, you're done, which was crazy, especially because Molly and Zach were like one of the longest standing couples in the villa besides Ella and Tyreek. So it was a big shock. Everyone was shocked. We were shocked and we were gobsmacked. And that's the end of week 3. But don't you worry, because we're also talking about week 4, babes. So let's get into it. Let's just go right into week fucking 4. And this one I do feel a little bit more, with it about. I do remember more that happened this week. Beginning of week 4, Tyreek and Ella are still doing their toxic bullshit back and forth, whatever. Tyreek says to Ella that he misses the game. Mama, if a man said that to me, he would never see me again. You would never see my face again. You'd be blocked. You'd be out of here so fucking quick. If you miss the game so bad, you go have the game then. And then we'll see who you fucking miss. Then we'll see who you fucking miss when I leave. When you don't have me as an option on the table, we'll see how much you miss the game, you fucking loser. Oh my God. And then Ty is going on about how, like, if you do one thing your whole life and then change, it's obviously going to be weird, referring to, like, being a player your whole life and then all of a sudden trying to be a one-woman guy and it's going to feel weird. It's like, go to therapy. What is wrong with you people? Like, I don't think that applies in this context. You have such an issue settling down and you're like, it's just because I've never been a one-woman type of man. I miss the game. Oh, my God. I don't get it. I don't understand why men like that are attractive. I do not know why women like them. I find them so off-putting. I can't explain. I don't get it. I don't want to get it. I'm so glad I will never get it. And then Catherine gives Ella some really sound advice where when she shares to the girls, like, this is what he said he misses the game, this is the back and forth, like, it's more of the same shit. And Catherine just turns to Ella. She's like, you have to decide if this is what you want. Is this what you want? Like, at the end of the day, we could go back and forth in circles about what are you going to do about this and how are you going to try to change his mind and make him feel differently or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Is this what you want? Is this the back and forth that you want? Do you want to date someone that makes you feel like this? Let's think about it. Because the answer is obviously no, but it is like, are you going to be the one to make that change and say, no, I'm done with this? Sad. But that was some sound advice from Catherine. And then they do the strip challenge, which this year just turned into the dry humping challenge. Nobody was dancing. All of the girls just got out there and they were like, fuck a striptease, fuck dancing. I'm going to straddle every one of these men and dry hump them. Which I don't know why. It's usually like pretty sexy when they do these. The guys are usually pretty fucking goofy, but the girls are usually like really sexy and like they put on a little show and I love it. Yeah, but this season it was just like dry hump central, which was so funny and I do not know why. But yeah, nobody was really giving striptease. Nobody was really giving a little dance. I don't know if I would call that a tease even. I think they were just like straight up humping each other. Mal didn't even dance for them. She literally just like walked out there laughing and was like, rare, and then walked away. She didn't even like go to each of the guys individually. She was just like too horrified, which I can't even blame her really. It is kind of horrifying to have to do that on TV. But like, you did sign up for Love Island. That feels like something that you know is coming if you go on Love Island. They do it every season. And then, okay, so then switch over to the guys. Mehdi, when he gets up there, starts making out with every single fucking person. I'm like, what's going on, babe? I thought You're like fully dating Whitney and it's a striptease challenge. Now you're making out with everyone. And as it's happening, I'm like, I just know he's going to get done with this and be like, it was a challenge. We were just kissing in the challenge. It's like, it's a strip challenge, not a makeout challenge. What the fuck were you doing? Like that, you didn't have to do all that. He's doing the most. Okay, so then the challenge is over and everyone's like in their little groups talking and there's like a big group of people. Whitney's talking to Zach, giving him a compliment about how he was in the challenge, and Whitney says, love a man that's not for everyone. And Meddy's sitting right there, and then he goes, what? Like, he's confused that Whitney's reacting like that. Like, Meddy, please be fucking serious. You just made out with every single person in that fucking circle. And then when Whitney's, like, making a light joke about you to Zach, suddenly you're like, what? What's going on? What happened? It's like, what do you mean what happened? What do you think happened? And then Meddy gets so fucking condescending and starts talking down to Whitney when she's teasing him for being an asshole and kissing a bunch of people in the challenge unprovoked. And then he gets up and walks away when she starts talking. It literally, I hate this man. Meddy, if you're listening to this, I think you're insufferable. I hate him. I don't fucking like him. I don't like the way he talks to Whitney. I think he's condescending and fucking rude, and she had every right to be irritated, and she was just making light jokes. She wasn't even really going at him, which she would have had a full right to do because it was out of fucking line. But she wasn't even going at him. She was just making light jokes and teasing him because he was being an asshole. And he gets up and storms away as if he's not the one in the wrong. What is with these dudes in like acting the fool and being idiots, and then when they're called out for it, they storm out like they aren't the ones that are wrong? What happened to groveling? What happened to sitting there and being like, I'm so sorry, I'm an asshole and an idiot and a loser? What happened to doing all that? Because I see a lot of defensiveness this season, and a lot of you look fucking dumb. I'll say it. Meddy, Sammy, fucking all of you, Ty, you look fucking dumb. You look so dumb right now. And through the whole fucking season, oh my God. A little bit later, they start talking about it again. And he says, I'm not going to waste my time having my energy taken from me, and tells Whitney to compose herself. She's completely composed, by the way. I would have lost it. They would have had to remove sharp objects from the fucking villa if a man said that to me. If a man looked at me while I was completely composed, vocalizing how I felt in a situation where I had more than enough justified for me to be upset about, and a man looked at me and said that I was taking his energy away from him and that I needed to compose myself, bitch, there might have been a homicide on screen. I would have been so pissed. So pissed. Meddy's done more than enough. I don't even understand how Whitney didn't react when he said that, because I would have swung. There would have been charges against me. I would have seen red. That was so fucking rude. And then Meddy gets mad at Whitney for confiding in her friends about their disagreements and talking to the other girls about what's going on, which couldn't be a redder fucking flag. Like, I'm sorry, Meddy, pick a struggle. You've got so many goddamn red flags. You're going to add another one and you're going to yell at Whitney for confiding in her friends about you. If a man everyone listening to this, listen to me and soak in what I'm about to say to you. If you are dating someone, seeing someone, and they ever get mad at you or yell at you for confiding in your friends about things that go on in your relationship, conflicts that you're having, fucking run. That is insane. That is wild to tell someone that they are not allowed to confide in their friends and lean on their friends when you're a fucking asshole. That is how people get isolated from their communities and their friends and end up with fucking no one post-breakup. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Tyreek and Ella officially closed things off, so they are now exclusive. They're not like boyfriend, girlfriend, but they have both agreed not to date other people. As a reminder, Molly has been out of the villa for like 2 days at this point. Zachariah tries to kiss Katie, and she swerves the fuck out of him, and it's so funny. And I loved and lived for it. Katie killed that one. And Katie's like shocked he's not still mourning Molly since they were like so allegedly so good and on such a good path and were seeing each other for several weeks at that point. It was such a shocking elimination. But I guess Zach is cool saying fuck Molly now. And then oh my god, I'm losing it. Then the next day, Jess wins the kissing challenge, and shortly after that, there is a public vote that ends up dumping Mal and Medi. Fucking finally, we are free. I'm like a bird, I only fly away. I felt fucking liberated seeing Medi walk out of that goddamn villa. Everyone gasps as if we were shocked. As if we were shocked the public doesn't like Medi, okay? We were not shocked. The man is unbearable. And then Whitney is open-mouthed sobbing about the most boring man that has ever lived. And I'm like, there's no way she likes him. It doesn't make any sense to me because Whitney is like so cool and hot and Medi is so fucking boring and rude. So I'm like, what are you upset about? Are you upset about losing the version of him you had in your head? Because I swear there is nothing interesting about the man. So anything you liked about him, you must have made up inside your head. Because there's just no way. There's just no way, right? We're all on the same page about that. There's no fucking way, babe. You do not need to cry about that man. But then immediately Whitney likes Montel and Zachariah out of low-key nowhere. So I don't really know what's going on because 1 minute she's open mouth sobbing and the next minute she's like, Montel and Zachariah are kind of hot. So I don't know. It's kind of confusing. And then Jess is now making moves on Sammy again, post all of their drama and post Sammy coupling up with Mal now that Mal is gone. And he seems open-minded about reigniting everything with Jess. And then Whitney is now like fully making moves on Zach. And I actually think that Zach and Whitney probably would be better suited to each other than Zach and Katie, to be honest. But then Katie feels upset and starts crying because she didn't find out until today that Zach and Whitney had any chemistry at all. Like she thought there was no one else in the villa for Zach. And so she just feels like she's been out of the loop and she starts crying about it. And then there's like sort of a mini fight that happens because of that, but it's sorted out immediately, so nothing ends up happening. But then there's another fight that erupts around that same time because people start saying that Scott is playing a game and doesn't really like Catherine, which I don't know why they would say that. It just feels out of the blue and like just from nothing because I don't know. I guess I feel like we haven't even really seen that much of Catherine and Scott on screen. And then all of a sudden Ty and some other people are like, yeah, he's fake and he's playing a game and he doesn't like Catherine. And it's sort of like, what? Where is this coming from? And so yeah, then there's like this big fight that ends up happening. Scott like pulls everyone around the fire pit and is like, I don't know, they're all yelling at each other being like, you don't know shit, whatever. And then Whitney calls everyone fake for not just saying it directly to Catherine's face instead of like gossiping about her behind her back. And then Scott having to pull everyone around the fire pit to like officially fight about it. It's just stupid. The whole thing was dumb. And that's the end of the week. And then we get like a little preview of the fact that Casa Amor is coming. And that's the end of week 4. God damn. So fucking much is going on. And the last episode of Casa Amor week aired as I was filming this. So I am going to finish my glass of wine, cook myself some dinner, and go watch that episode because we have so much to discuss next week. Holy fucking shit, babes. I can't believe it. The Islanders are back in the villa and we're having so much fun. We're having a wet, hot fucking summer, babes. And we're so horny and we're sexy. Honestly, I would kind of love not to be on Love Island or on a reality TV in general, but to be stuck in a house where all I had to do was make out all summer. That sounds fun. So if anyone wants to do that with me, you just let me know. You just let me know if you'd like to rent a home and do nothing but make out all summer. It's not too late. Okay. Well, you think on that. You have a nice little think. And I will see you guys next week. Reminder, the survey link, if you want to travel with me at some point in the next year, it's going to be in the description of this podcast. Love you so much. I'll see you guys next week.